Hello everyone, this is Aurelia at Aurelia's Crafting Ideas. I am making coastal coasters and I hope that you will join me. For this project you're going to need some fabric. You can use coastal fabric in the quarter size from Dollar Tree. They do have an assortment of colors available there. So pick one of those and you're going to need 2 of those fat quarters. You're going to need some sort of piping cord or piping rope, or you can use yarn like this. Just make sure that is a thick yarn like this one. You will need your rotary cutter. If you don't have a rotary cutter, make sure you have your fabric scissor on hand. You will also need your sewing kit. Make sure you have your needles and coordinating thread. This kit is from the Dollar Tree. It even comes with a little scissor if you need it. I will let you know if we need any additional supplies to complete this project. To start on our coasters, of course, you're going to need a little guideline. You need to determine what size of coaster you want. And I plan to make a 4-inch coaster. And I want to do like a round coaster on mine. Now, you pick the shape you want. You can do squares, you can do triangles, So mine is going to be round, something like this. Oops, maybe you can't tell. So yeah, mine's going to be round. So, and then it's going to be at 4 inches across. So from here to there and all the way around. Now I want to, it's hard to gauge how much strips you're going to need until you actually make that first coaster. So, just start cutting your fabric. I do have the 2 of these quarters here. And my plan is to make 4 coasters. I'm just going to line this up, and I'm thinking that 1.5 inch strip will be really good. So you want to go, to figure that out, you want to use your piping, or the rope that you plan to use. So just take that, and I'm using yarn, so I'm going to have to re-roll it just a little bit. So you want to take that and then just fold it, and you want to be able to roll it at least 1.5 times. So if I do that with my cording, it gives me about 1.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my strips down to 1.5. And I just measured it up, and then I take my rotary cutter and just cut that. Now, for whatever reason your fabric shifts while you're cutting and your strips are not even, don't worry about it, because remember, we're going to be rolling this strip of fabric, so don't worry too much about it. I kind of redid my circle. I made sure I have 4 inch from here to there. So my plan is to do 4-inch coasters, but I may, if I go over it, it's okay. It's no big deal. It's going to be somewhere around 4 inches. So I'm going to start at the center and work my way out like this until I get to 4 inches. Let me move this. And I'm going to take this. At the beginning here, I'm just going to fold this back. Fold your fabric back, and then as I go along, I'm going to try to tighten up my yarn. so it's not all, floppy. I'm going to take this and I'm going to roll the strip of my fabric like this. Now it's up to you if you want to take some pins and pin this down, as you go. There's nothing wrong with that. Take some quill pins and just pin them down like this. Now, like I said, that's a preference. So you want to take these back off. When you start, just fold that corner in like this. See there? So when you roll it, you don't have anything sticking out right there on the end. And then just go ahead and fold that back, and then you start your rolling, your cording like this. So you're doing multiple things at the same time if you're not using a pre-made cording. So I have to tighten my yarn. I'm rolling my fabric, and I'm rolling everything together so I can start. So it's gonna start looking like this here. You see that? Like a rosette, right? And then if you turn it this way, look at this. Do that until you get to the desired width you like. You want to sew it as it grows. Now that you have an idea of how I will be putting my coasters together, I will go ahead and start on this one. just about finished with the first strip of my fabric. So when this happens, take another strip like this, and this strip is going to go inside this one, and then this one here, fold that back so that hides that raw edge right there, and you sandwich that. Make sure they overlap. And then just continue rolling. See there? That ending right there gets tucked in like that. So if you have not noticed, add a quilt pin to your list of supplies, and I've noticed that it helps once you finish rolling. Instead of holding it together with your fingers, just tuck that pin through there, and then continue to tack your rows together. And it helps when you're tacking your fabric together. Don't put so much space in between. Go as your coaster grows, you want to tack them closer together. See, I've been going at a half an inch. So, and then when I come back to the outside, I just do a back stitch like this, and then go back in. Now you can go back to 4 rows if you like, but you know, anywhere from 3 to 4 rows is fine. Just pull your needle back through, catch that, all the layers together, and then come back out again. Leave about a half an inch there and pull that back out, and then back stitch again. So this holds your rosette together, see there, and it just keeps on growing. And then get that, and then go back at an angle, and then tack that again. If you tack your rows like every half an inch, it keeps your rosette from flopping open, I guess is the correct word to say. So, and then when you add a new strip, make sure to come up and catch that strip, right? The new addition you made right there, see there? Catch it. I mean, you will pin it down again when you come back through with another row. This is where I'm at with the coaster, and let me grab my guide. So see there, I'm at about 4 inches across. So it's turning out really well. Look at that. Isn't that neat? I like it. Let me move this. So I'm going to go ahead and just finish this off right here. And grab my scissors. I'm going to trim that. And I'm going to go ahead and finish sewing this. So yeah, make sure to grab some pins, because it becomes a necessary item the further you go on the coaster. So just roll it and then push that in to help hold that. On the end, I'm going to do the same thing I did from the beginning. I'm just going to fold this back and roll this in, and then just roll down the corners also, so it kind of all disappears in there. See, like this, so you get a nice clean edging. The further you go on your coaster, you're going to need to make your stitches a little closer together. So when I was down here, I could go like a half an inch between each stitch. Up here, at about a fourth of an inch. Just whatever you decide to tack together, how many rows. If you decide to do 4 rows at a time, just make sure you stay with the same pattern throughout the entire coaster. If you need to, go ahead and grab a thimble also. I've just been using my scissor. Using the flat end to help push it through. And I'm going to take that last pin out and come back up through here. And then right here, do your last back stitch, and then we need to secure this down. See, I would just go catch it on the last 2 rows to tack it down. And you want to put a few stitches in there. And I'm going to go ahead and back stitch also. And then back down. Just like that. Back stitch again to catch it. And go back down. Once you tack the ending down here, just go back around and check both sides of your coaster. Make sure you don't have any raw edges coming through, or if you feel like you may need an extra stitch anywhere on your coaster, go ahead and tack that down. So let me see, like right here, if I want to tack it down, just take your needle, tuck that in some more, and then come back with your needle. And then go ahead and catch that. And it's not going to hurt to have a few extra stitching. So see, now we got that piece tucked in right there. See, there you go. And then go ahead and just trim your thread. So here we go. Look at that. Isn't that neat? I like it. So I need a cup. I don't have a cup here. Let's see, I do have a pencil holder. See there? I mean, I think 4 inches is a large enough piece to where you can put your cup. You can put a glass there. You can put a coffee cup. A wine glass will fit in there, Well, look at that. How neat is that? I like the colors on here. You get all them coastal colors in there. Too cute. Well, that is one coaster done. I'm going to go ahead and work on the rest of my coasters now. I am just about done with my last coaster. See there? Pretty much the same as the last one. What I'm doing again is just making sure all my ends are tacked down, because sometimes when you do sew right through the center and you go like this to your coaster, it tends to fan out. So that's what I am trying to get rid of. So the way to do that is just to run the stitches on the edging like this and bind them back together. See, like right here, see how it tends to cascade just a little bit. Even though I sewed it through already, it still wants to cascade a little bit, so I just need maybe just another stitching through there to help hold it together. And this will help, you know, like if you have to throw it in the wash, you know, make it last longer. There you go. I think I'm done. I'm just going to put a knot here and then put a couple of back stitches and I'll be done with this one. Maybe like that. And then I'm just going to run my thread down and hide it. So I've been using my needle nose plier to help hold that needle through. Quite helpful. Just cut that off. And this is what my coaster looks like. I'm quite happy with it. I like the colors. And then you just reshape it because, you know, it gets wonky. I like the way my coasters turned out. I loved all the colors peeking through, you know? So cute. Now, you can always decorate the edging on your coaster if you like maybe put some sequins along the edge. That'll be cute, right? But I like mine just the way it is. I find it to be adorable. So I'm going to keep it this way. And my coasters are thick enough so if I ever spill anything, it'll soak it up nicely. Look at that. So I used 2 of the fat quarters from Dollar Tree to make 4 coasters. I do have maybe like 2 or 3 strips left. Let me see. And I cut my strips at 1.5 inch, so I have 4 left. And you're going to need 5 strips to make this coaster. Well, let me rephrase that. It all depends on the type of cording you're using. If your cording is a lot thicker, of course, it's not going to take as many strips. But if you want yours, see how I flattened mine because I did use yarn batting, and it required 5 strips of the fabric. But I like these. It's really cute. I may try to make a trivet too. You can do the trivet, but at a larger size. I would go like maybe 8 or 10 inches if you want to do a trivet, and that'll be awesome too, right? I like this. I hope you liked my idea and that you give it a try. Well, thank you for stopping by. This is Aurelia at Aurelia's Crafting Ideas, and I will see you next time.